If you're interested in purchasing any of my Truth treatment products, including our Retinol Gel, 5% Retinol Gel with vitamin C, go to truthtreatments.com. That's truthtreatments.com. Okay, speaking of retinol, we've been talking about vitamin A and retinol and skin health. Retinol is an exfoliating agent. It's one of the all-time best ways to address dark spots, hyperpigmentation. We talked yesterday about various scrub techniques, exfoliation techniques. We gave you a recipe yesterday. If you missed the program, head over to brightsideben.com and you can review the program. We gave a couple of recipes and tips, formulations for making your own exfoliating agent. The pigment that shows up, the dark spots that show up on the skin, can be a little bit confusing. Pigment, dark spots, melanin is the technical name for the pigment, which is really kind of fascinating stuff. Melanin is actually electromagnetic. It absorbs electrical energy, and it's actually being used as a biological or a biopolymer, a biological substance for computers and high-tech devices for conducting electricity. At least it's being researched in this fashion. The pigment, the melanin, is wrapped up. It's enmeshed in dead skin cells, and it can accumulate on the surface of the skin. This is why exfoliating can be so helpful. Exfoliating or removing the dead cells off the surface of the skin will also remove the pigment, and you'll get lighter, more even skin via exfoliation techniques, and also smoother, softer texture to the skin. Dark spots will, however, return for the most part. Just because you exfoliate them away doesn't mean that they're not going to come back. In fact, that's really what generally tends to happen because we haven't addressed the causes, which involve biochemistry. As with all things, it helps to understand what's happening. If we're really going to make a correction, if we're really going to make a difference in our health or in our skin, we got to understand what exactly is going on. So what exactly is hyperpigmentation? Melasma, technically it's called. Hyperpigment means too much pigment. Technically they call it melasma. So what exactly is melasma or hyperpigmentation? Well, first of all, let's talk about what it's not. There's actually two different distinct types of skin darkening. And the first is not really skin related. It's not really a skin issue, at least not exclusively. Yes, it shows up on the skin, but it's really a biochemistry issue. It's happening inside the body. It's not really a skincare issue or a skin health issue. And because this first type of pigment isn't really a skin issue, skin care products are not going to be helpful for this type of darkening. People will call this type of darkening liver spots. I'll tell you why they call it liver spots here in a little bit. They're more scientifically referred to as lipofuscin, which we've talked about. Well, we've talked about a lot on this program because it's a very important part of the aging process. Lipofuscin, that's spelled Lipofuscin. And unless you're a regular listener to The Bright Side, chances are you haven't heard of lipofuscin. This distinction between lipofuscin and ordinary dark spots, which are related to skin pigment or melanin, is very, very important. And not understanding the distinction between lipofuscin and melanin is behind a lot of frustration, a lot of wasted money, a lot of wasted time when it comes to addressing this thing. It's because unlike ordinary pigment, which is a defensive response to sunshine, solar radiation, ultraviolet radiation from the sun, lipofuscin is not a defensive protective element. It's not a defensive response. It's a waste product. And on top of that, lipofuscin is much more complex and much more sticky than melanin. Lipofuscin is not merely a pigment. It's a complex. It's a complex of pigment and fatty cell waste materials. In fact, the word lipofuscin literally means dark fat. And this makes it very difficult to remove, because it occurs in the deeper levels of the skin. And as it turns out, lipofuscin also accumulates in the heart, it accumulates in the brain, in the nervous system, in the kidneys, in the liver. Pretty much all of the soft tissues inside the body, the organs inside the body, can accumulate lipofuscin, aging pigment. If you're starting to notice the buildup of these kinds of spots, which will typically appear on the arms or the legs as we get older, sometimes people get on their face, please don't waste your time or your money trying to scrub them away or get rid of them topically. It's not going to work. Lipofuscin deposits, even though they show up on the surface of the skin, are really located, the deposits are really located way deep underneath. And they may appear on the skin, but really they're building up underneath, and you can't get to them by trying to approach them through topical means. It's an internal condition. Lipofuscin involves cells dying off. Usually under ordinary healthy circumstances, when cells die off, there's a cleanup crew that will actually take all that cell debris and cell waste materials and kind of recycle them, drain them, detoxify them. Lipofuscin deposits will accumulate when the body's cleanup crew is overwhelmed. When the sewage system that's supposed to drain away the dead cell material is overwhelmed as well. Circulatory system, the lymph system, plays a very important part in how these cell pigments and cell debris and cell waste materials are how they show up, how they deposit. When the circulatory system and the lymph system specifically starts to clog up, these lipofuscin cell debris deposits will accumulate. Think of them as cell dirt. Under ordinary circumstances, all this cell dirt is drained away, and it's also recycled. As we get older, the recycling and draining away systems start to become overwhelmed, and lipofuscin deposits build up. So what can you do? Well, there's a lot you can do. If you're starting to notice these dark spots, and they'll typically look like light brown spots, and they'll have a sort of geographical shape, they'll look like a map or something, and they'll locate, you won't be able to approach them from the surface, they'll be located deeper in the skin. If you're starting to notice that this is happening, usually happens right around late 40s, early 50s, into the 60s, and on through the decades as we get older. If you're starting to notice this, there's a lot you can do. First of all, recognize it's a sign that you're aging rapidly, that the aging process is kicking in, and the recycling and detoxification processes are becoming overwhelmed. So first thing you want to do is work on food. Always, always, always work on food. Food and diet and supplemental strategies that you can use to improve the digestive system and digestive health. So lipofuscin, the accumulation of lipofuscin, is a classic sign that the aging process is kicking in full gear. For most part, for most of us, it's only going to affect us as we get older, and it's basically a sign that the body and the cells are breaking down, and the housekeeping, recycling machinery of the cells is becoming overwhelmed. It's a cleanup issue. It's not a cosmetic issue. And that means first and foremost, we want to stop the steady stream of toxicity that's getting into the body through the digestive system. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Hi, nutritional pharmacist Ben Fuchs here from the Bright Side Radio Show. Come check out my presentation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Monday, August 3rd at the Faith Tabernacle Gospel Fellowship Church. Bring your family, friends, loved ones, and let's fill the house. I want to talk about raw materials and nutritional supplements that your body needs to restore and maintain good health. Register at 5 p.m. If you've got questions, call Clinton Scott at 763-221-8432. 763-221-8432. Hope to see you there.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talk syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talk syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true, they're all guilty, every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
Farmers keep their livestock lean and healthy with a mineral-rich diet. Before market, they cut off minerals, leaving them to crave high-calorie grains. If weight control is this easy, why prescribe surgery for humans? Avoid 900 different diseases by getting 90 essential nutrients. Check out sonsoflibertyteam.com, order your Healthy Start Pack, and get your 90 for life, or call 855-301-TEAM. Essential, not optional. 90 for life at sonsoflibertyteam.com or 855-301-TEAM. That's 855-301-TEAM.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Usually, the older one gets, the less you are able to absorb amino acids and the less you are able to repair the 100 trillion cells of your body. As a result, you'll have less energy, your tissues will shrink, and you'll become wrinkled. An older person will typically injure more easily and heal more slowly. Not fun. However, if you can consume a protein powder that is easier to absorb, then you may be able to gain back some strength, muscle, and speed of recovery. One World Whey is a highly digestible whey protein powder that may be the perfect answer for you.
My name is Errol. I'm 74 years old. You know, the taste of One World Whey is amazing. I play pickleball, and since taking One World Whey and your trace mineral supplement, I have more energy and recover faster from my working out. I used to take another grass-fed whey protein powder, but now I'm getting much better results using One World Whey.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state in back taxes, you know they'll never stop coming after you. With bank levies, wage garnishments, they'll even seize your home or business. The good news? A government program for tax debt forgiveness. It's called the Fresh Start Initiative.
I'm Paul Sibley with U.S. Tax Shield. We can help navigate the new laws, get you protected, and resolve your tax issues permanently.
Call the experts at U.S. Tax Shield now for your free consultation and get a guaranteed quote to resolve your case. Call 800-436-6451. That's 800-436-6451.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's alkavision.com.
Healthy elimination is essential to high energy, a cheerful mood, and prevention of disease. Some of the founders of our modern holistic health thinking state that disease begins in a toxic colon. A toxic intestinal tract is the foundation for virtually all degenerative disease, and a clean and well-moving intestinal tract is the foundation of health.
I just want to say that you folks have an amazing product. I've taken whey protein products for years, and I've never noticed the results I have with your product. I've suffered with bouts of constipation most of my life. Within a few days of taking One World Whey, I noticed a dramatic change. Also, in the past few years, I've experienced symptoms associated with diabetes. I feel horrible when I've had too much sugar, and I've been getting the foot pain as well. But I've noticed in the past week or so, I'm not feeling bad anymore, and the foot pain is gone. I'm just finishing up a 5-pound tub I ordered and just got off the phone ordering more. I love your product. Thank you.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld.com.
Many are in disbelief today after word of shocking allegations against a Minnesota-based talc syndication company known as GCN. It's claimed that they're the fourth largest talc syndication company in the U.S., making it even more scandalous that they've been accused of helping business owners expose themselves on a massive scale. Let's go live to Tom for more on this story.
It's being called the greatest exposure of our lifetime, while other business owners are beginning to step forward claiming they too exposed themselves with the help of GCN.
It's true, they're all guilty, every last one of them. GCN helped me get the exposure my company needed, and just think, that was years ago. Today, GCN has like 700 affiliate stations and over 6 million downloads from iTunes and their website every month.
Imagine the exposure your company can get. Expose your business to the masses. Email advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. GCN.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear, and experience your body's healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It is an exclusive formula of wildcrafted and organic herbs. end the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information or go to heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries are welcome.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
Purchase Truth Treatment products, including our Retinol Balm, 5% Retinol Gel off of truthtreatments.com. That's truthtreatments.com. We're talking skin health, and actually we're talking about Lipofuscin, which sometimes gets mixed up as a skin health issue, but it's not really a skin health issue as much as it's an internal issue. The body is breaking down. If you're starting to notice that you're pigmenting, you've got these liver spots that are on the surface of the skin, and everything you do to scrub and use skin lighteners like hydroquinone or retinol, none of that stuff helps. Chances are pretty good you're dealing with this Lipofuscin material. Fortunately, there is lots of stuff you can do to address Lipofuscin. For one thing, you want to make sure that you're dealing with digestive health. Toxicity of the digestive system will end up clogging the circulation and the lymph, and that will really mess up. That will really keep the body from clearing the stuff out. It will also prevent recycling of the cell debris in the Lipofuscin, and chances are it's going to end up depositing. And it can deposit anywhere in the body, not just in the skin. It can deposit in the heart. It can deposit in the brain. It can be associated with Alzheimer's disease and dementias. By the way, there's a new test I was just reading about here on CNN, on CNN.com. New saliva tests may catch Alzheimer's disease early. You don't need a saliva test to catch Alzheimer's disease. And Alzheimer's dementia is not anything special. It's a type of dementia like any other dementia. It's a sign that the brain is starting to break down. This is what happens as we get older. You don't need that saliva test. If you're starting to become forgetful, starting to lose your memory, if you're not remembering names, chances are your brain is starting to break down. Brain cells are starting to break down. By the way, Alzheimer's disease is now called type 3 diabetes, and more we're recognizing that this blood sugar issue is really affecting the entire body, including the brain. Anyway, Lipofuscin accumulates in the brain, it accumulates in the heart, it accumulates pretty much throughout the body, and clearing it out is important. Working on the digestive system is the first thing to think about, and it's always the first thing to think about. As we age and cells break down, it becomes more and more difficult to clear them out anyway, but if you have digestive health problems, it makes it even worse. So working on the digestive system is always the first thing to do. Caloric intake, restricting caloric intake, keeping your calories down is always helpful. You know, these simple little things that we can do to address our health. When was the last time anyone went to the doctor and got a prescription for caloric restriction? You're not going to get a prescription for caloric restriction because it doesn't involve your doctor. Caloric restriction means eating less calories. You don't even have to fast. You don't even have to suffer. Just by keeping your calories down. Calories represent heat. The body doesn't like a lot of heat. Calor actually means heat. A calorie is a unit of heat. Keeping your calories down keeps heat down. The body runs better. So just like a computer, the body runs better when it's cool, just like your computer runs better when it's cool. So keeping your calories down is the first thing to think about if you've got Lipofuscin issues, along with digestive health strategies. If you have gluten intolerance, there's a relationship between gluten gluten intolerance and lipofuscin accumulation. There's a relationship between leaky gut syndrome, breakdown in the digestive lining, and lipofuscin accumulation. There's a relationship between elevated blood sugar and lipofuscin accumulation. And, not surprisingly, there's a relationship between hypothyroidism and lipofuscin accumulation. Sounds like the triangle of disease once again. For all health challenges, all of them, focus on the triangle of disease. Correct digestive issues, stabilize the blood sugar, and work on relaxing the body. Lots of ways to do it. Lots and lots of ways to do it. First of all, as aforementioned, digestive health, caloric restriction, intermittent fasting, doing a food diary, eliminating gluten, using probiotics and good bacteria. The biolumin nightly essence can be a very, very important strategy for helping deal with lipofuscin issues and accelerated aging, clearing out the lymph. 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. Eat fermented foods. Eat fermented vegetables. Make sure you're getting fiber. It's all in the interest of eliminating liver spots. You notice I'm not saying anything about the skin here, because it's not really a skin issue. Liver spots are an internal issue, and whenever you have an internal issue, you got to focus on digestive health. So, caloric restriction, intermittent fasting, probiotics, fermented foods, the biolumin nightly essence, Fucoid Z and Z radical, and anything that's slimy and gooey can help coat the digestive system, soothe the digestive tract, stimulate healing. Likewise with the gel caps. These are all wonderful strategies for helping protect yourself against aging pigment and improving the recycling and clearing out of cell debris. Using the gel caps, using bone soup, using high hyaluronic acid supplements. We'll talk about high hyaluronic acid in the skin here probably in the coming days, but you can use high hyaluronic acid supplements, 100 milligrams a day. Glucosamine or the gel caps can help you make high hyaluronic acid, so those can be helpful. And then, of course, limiting sugar intake, limiting refined flour intake, using the sweeties, and just general relaxation techniques, deep breathing, massage, yoga, meditation, and just generally lightening up, taking it easy, relaxation. These are all strategies for reducing lipofuscin accumulation, improving liver spots. You're not going to be able to do it topically. If you see those liver spots showing up on your face or your hands or your legs, there's nothing you can do topically, because even though you see it on the skin, it's actually deep down in the lower levels of the skin. Then there are really cool nutrients, specific nutrients that you can take to help reduce the accumulation of these liver spots. One of my favorite, in fact, this might be my all-time favorite nutrient. Certainly it's my all-time favorite mineral, and that's zinc. Zinc deficiencies are very common. Along with magnesium deficiencies, you got probably the 2 most important mineral deficiencies, magnesium and zinc. And zinc deficiencies are linked to almost every single health issue you can name. Zinc deficiencies are linked to digestive health problems, and zinc helps build the digestive tract lining. 50 milligrams a day of zinc. Zinc picolinate. That's my favorite form of zinc. Just yesterday, an article came out from Journal of Biological Chemistry. Zinc plays an important role in regulating the heartbeat. This is a Journal of Biological Chemistry, new research led by the University of St. Andrews in England. According to Dr. Samantha Pitt, zinc, what does she say here? Zinc in the heart suggests zinc in the heart suggests that tight regulation of this metal is crucial in maintaining normal cardiac function. And that's research that was published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry. Zinc is mega important for almost every single system in the body. For the blood sugar system, for the thyroid, for the digestive system, and also for the accumulation of lipofuscin. In a paper published in the journal Public Library of Science, researchers showed that age-related pigment deposition, that's lipofuscin, in the eyes, as well as, get this now, macular degeneration. I can't even tell you how many letters I get about macular degeneration. People want to know what they can do, and it's a big problem. The macula is a part of the eye, and it degenerates just like bones degenerate, and just like muscle tissue degenerates, just like any part of the body degenerates. When the macula degenerates, you're dealing with a just simple degenerative issue. It's not special to the macula. It's breakdown, generalized breakdown, and guess what? Zinc deficiency can help protect you against macular degeneration. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We will be back right after this. Don't go away. Got tons of letters. I've been doing coast-to-coast programs, myself and Dr. Wallach. Some of you guys know we get all kinds of letters probably, I had been getting probably on somewhere along the lines of 100 letters every 100 letters a month. I think that's doubled or tripled now. So I want to get to some of these. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I guess now you guys aren't calling. Now's a good time to get to some letters. This is from Dr. Steve Swartz, who's actually a medical doctor. He writes, he came down with something called PCV, Polycythemia vera. It's discovered on an MRI. He says he's having phlebotomies and lowering his hemoglobin. Just so you know, polycythemia vera just means you're making too many blood cells. And this doctor wants to know how he can get his blood cell production back to a, quote, more normal activity. He asks, is there a deficiency causation? Doctor says that's helpful for controlling the PCV, blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing. You got your body, your bone marrow specifically, is making too many red blood cells. All right? Now, it's not a good thing. Things get clogged up. You don't want to be making too many red blood cells. So the medical approach is to yank out the blood cells. They do phlebotomy. They take out the blood cells. Well, from a superficial way of looking at it, okay, you make too many blood cells, we'll take them out. But the problem isn't that there's too many blood cells. It's the reason. The problem is the reason why the body makes too many blood cells. It's not the blood cells that are a problem. It's the cause of the blood cell production that's the problem. Why would the body make too many blood cells? Well, what do blood cells do? They carry oxygen. So if the body's making too many blood cells, the bone marrow is producing too many blood cells, the chances are pretty good you got a problem with oxygen. The doctor continues, he says the phlebotomies, the removing the blood cells, leaves them iron deficient. Well, no kidding, because there's iron in the blood cells. So of course you're going to be iron deficient. Taking the blood cells out may superficially solve the problem, but it's not going to permanently solve the problem because you still have the low oxygen, so your bone marrow is going to make more blood cells. What's the issue? Low oxygen. So I'm saying here, folks, it's all the same things. You hear, we repeat the same kind of things over and over again. If you're dealing with hypothyroidism, chances are pretty good you're hypoxic, low blood oxygen. If you're dealing with autoimmune disease, chances are pretty good you've got low blood oxygen. If you're dealing with coagulation and clotting, chances are pretty good you got low blood oxygen. If you're dealing with hypertension, chances are pretty good low blood oxygen, polycythemia vera that this doctor is complaining about. Again, low blood oxygen. Technically, low blood oxygen is called hypoxia. And hypoxia and inflammation go hand in hand. Hypoxia, low blood oxygen, and disease go hand in hand. Hypoxia and Alzheimer's disease and dementias and Parkinson's disease go hand in hand. Why is this important? Well, who controls our blood oxygen? Is there a surgical procedure that you can do to have improve your blood oxygen? No. Is there a prescription drug you can take to improve your low blood oxygen? No. Is there a medical doctor or doctor strategy you can use to improve your blood oxygen? No. But it doesn't matter because we can do it ourselves. How? Well, deep breathing. Sit on the couch and practice deep breathing. This is so important because the whole message here of the bright side is that doctors are irrelevant to healing. Now, I'm not talking about, and I know I say this all the time, but it bears repeating, I'm not talking about accidents. I'm not talking about traumas. Praise God for the medical model when it comes to stitching things up and patching things up in the case of acute trauma or infection. Yes, we need medical professionals for that, and there are heroic medical professionals that save lives. Praise God for them. But what I'm talking about is long-term, chronic, degenerative health issues. These are not doctor issues. These are not medical issues. Yes, the medical model insinuates itself between us and the healing process because it profits on it. It makes money on it. People send their kids to colleges and buy fancy houses and cars on it. But they don't help anybody. Nobody's getting better, even though we have more doctors per capita than any other culture in the history of planet Earth. Anybody notice this? Got more doctors and more obesity, more doctors and more autoimmunity, more doctors and more cancer, more doctors and more degenerative disease, more doctors and more health misery than ever before because doctoring doesn't help chronic degenerative disease. For our friend Dr. Swartz, who's got polycythemia vera, consider it an inflammatory condition, a hypoxic condition. Go back to the triangle of disease. Work on your digestive system. Make sure you're stabilizing your blood sugar. And then relax the body and get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. By the way, a deficiency in the basic Mighty 90 essential nutrients, a deficiency in the basic nutritional vitamins and minerals and macronutrients, proteins, and essential fats is also a burden on the body. It's also a stress on the body. So making sure you're on a nutritional supplement program is also very important for Dr. Swartz and his Polycythemia vera. I got another really interesting letter here. This one is on we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Well, I'll get to a phone call here real quick, and then we'll talk about this letter. Ann in California, what's going on? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Hi. Do you mean Pam or Ann?
I got Ann here. Is that you?
It's Pam, yes.
I'm sorry, Pam. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How you doing, Pam? Good morning.
I'm okay. I just first of all, I wanted to thank you for your omega-6 healing cream, and I've been using your retinol gel.
Oh, nice.
About a month.
What are you noticing?
And I'm gonna give you a promotion here. I'm 69 years old, and I have men 20 years younger than me doing second glances now.
Are you serious? Since you started using the retinol?
Yes.
Now, are you? God bless you. I'll tell you what, Ann. If you send me a note to Ben at send it to Ben at ksco.com. I'll send you out a freebie. How's that?
Oh,
that'd be great. I'm collecting testimonials. Are you using the omega-6 with the retinol?
I am, yes.
Okay, good deal. Did I send you a sample, or did you buy it?
You sent me a sample.
Okay, I'm going to send you a freebie on the omega-6. If you send me a letter, that's $129 value. I'll send you a free jar of it, and then just send me a note. And that's awesome that you're getting. Are you noticing did you have dark spots? Are you noticing dark spots fading or anything like that?
I had only 2, and they're lighter. They're quite stubborn. They are on each side of my face, because when I would walk my dog, I would wear a baseball cap. But they're right on the sides of the face, where it wasn't protected by the, and I didn't wear sunscreen.
Okay, all right. So you got so it's fading the dark spots, and are you noticing the skin is softer and smoother?
Yes, it is, and I'm getting that, what you call the more beefy, plump.
Okay, good. That's beautiful. It's only been a month, right?
Yes.
Is that what So you've only used it how many times? 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, and I use the retinol maybe at the most once or twice a week, because it takes about 3 days to stop peeling.
The flaking comes off, the skin comes off, the dead skin.
Yes.
We got to take a break, Ann, but send me a note to Ben at ksco.com and put your address there, and I'll send you a freebie. And then also hang tight, and we'll get to your question when we come back. Is it okay? Pam? Ann? There? Hopefully you're there.
Pam.
Pam. Hang tight. We got to take a break. We'll be back after this. Don't go away, Pam. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this break. Okay, now we got a full board. How do you like that? I'll try to get to everybody real quickly. If you're interested in checking out my Facebook page, Truth with Ben, we update it with skincare posts, skin health blog posts pretty regularly. Try to do it regularly. Did one on make your own sunscreen a couple weeks back. That's The Truth with Ben. And if you've tried to friend me on my regular Facebook page, that one's all filled up, so you can't get there. But you can go to The Truth with Ben, and we post regularly skin health ideas and skin health blog posts. Pam in California, listen, got a full board here. I want to get to as many calls as possible here. But if you send me an email, Pam, and you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a fancy letter. Just the highlights, how you're using the product, and the benefits you're getting. Put your address there. I'll send you a freebie of my omega-6 healing cream. And thanks for the kind words. What is your question?
Well, I would like you to address, and if you're really busy, I understand. But I have this month's edition of Life Extension magazine.
Okay.
And they have some very good articles. I avoid some of them, but some of them, and they have a very in-depth article on advanced glycation end products.
Age. Yes, I blogged about it here a couple weeks ago. If you go to pharmacistben.com, I wrote a post on that.
But it's everything, and the worst in their survey was bacon, because bacon has so much fat in it, and when you cook bacon, it had over 11,000 something, and people are just eating a lot of bacon these days. It's
not a good idea. Bacon is definitely not a health food. It's an awful food, actually. It's one of the worst foods you could ever eat. It's right up there with potato chips and other fried, cookie, nutritionless foods. But here's the thing with advanced and by the way, the acronym for advanced glycation end products is AGE, and that's appropriate because it is how we age. Our body candies to death. It caramelizes to death, and the more of these aged products you eat, the more you're going to age. And by the way, retinol is anti-glycation. Just so you know, your retinol gel will protect your skin a little bit from the glycation that typically occurs as we get older. Use the sweeties, restrict your intake of sugar. The B vitamins are tremendously anti-glycating. High hyaluronic acid in the glucogel caps has some anti-glycation properties. The Fucoid Z is anti-glycating. Magnesium is anti-glycating. Zinc is anti-glycating. Pretty much all the strategies that we talk about on this program for reducing blood sugar or anti-glycation, because the biggest problem with elevated blood sugar, and when we say elevated blood sugar, what we really mean is elevated blood sugar concentration. That means too much sugar in the blood. And once the sugar starts to build up in the blood, that's where you get the glycation, the caramelizing. Diabetics all know that they have to have their their hemoglobin tested for glycation periodically. It's called an advanced hemoglobin test, or hemoglobin A1C test, which is a glycation test. Pam, did that answer your question, or did you have a specific question?
You did, and I just wanted to say that Life Extension is also big on L-carnosine.
Carnosine is also anti-glycating, not carnitine, but carnosine. And I love Life Extension magazine, and I read Dirk and Sandy Pearson's book on Life Extension many years ago. But the problem these days with Life Extension is you got to weed, like you said, not all the articles are legit in the sense that there's usually some kind of product they're selling at the end of the article, and you got to be a little bit careful of that. But some of the science is good, and they're certainly right on about advanced glycation end products. And thank you so much for the kind words about the retinol, Pam. And don't forget to send me an email. Take care. Have a beautiful day. God bless you, man. Okay, let's go to Bill in Oklahoma. Welcome to the bright side, Bill. What's up?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
I've got a question on the blood type diets. What do you think?
Man, I don't buy into that blood type diet. Let me ask you something, Bill. Do lions eat right for their type in the wild? Do rabbits eat? Does any other animal eat right for their type? Why are human beings the only animal that eats right for their type? There may be it's silly when you think about it. Here's the thing, though. There is a little bit of legitimacy, and this is the problem sometimes with pseudoscience, is you get a little bit of legitimacy and then a lot of baloney. So, yeah, there's a little bit of legitimacy to how the basic idea for the listeners who aren't familiar with the Eat Right for Your Type is that where we grew up in terms of where our genetics evolved is going to have an impact, theoretically, on the kind of foods we're supposed to eat. The problem is just if you're a human being, you need your B vitamins. No matter where you grew up or what your evolutionary ancestry is. You still need the B vitamins. You still need vitamin C. You still need protein. Every human being that's alive needs the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. There's no blood type that doesn't need the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. So while there may be some specifics and some specific variations, for the most part, if you want to be healthy, you don't need to pay any attention to the Eat Right for Your Type stuff. All you got to do is get on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients, make sure you're avoiding the crappy food and eating less food, make sure you're stabilizing your blood sugar, and make sure you're using deep breathing techniques and relaxation strategies, etc. And of course, accessing spiritual and mental and emotional aspects of health. Everybody needs to do this. And so what we're trying to do here on the bright side is simplify everything. You get people writing books like this that just complicate things. Now you got to worry about what your blood type is and where your evolutionary ancestry is from and whether you can eat this kind of food and that kind of food. It just messes things up, and it's really not fair. We're sitting here trying to simplify health and make it easier for people to access health, and then you got these books that confuse and muddy the waters. Not fair. Peter Adamo, not right. And he's the author of the book. Now, again, there is maybe some slight legitimacy to the idea that if your ancestry is from Northern Europe, you're going to eat some foods a little bit differently than if your ancestry is from the South Pacific. But for the most part, everybody who's a human being, and every animal, needs certain nutrients and certain foods and should be staying away from certain nutrients and certain foods. So don't muddy the waters. You don't have to worry about eating, in my opinion. Eat right for your type. Get on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. Eat less food. Eat less processed food. Practice intermittent fasting. Make sure you're stabilizing the blood sugar and eating less sugar, and then make sure you're using your relaxation strategies and techniques. Does that help, Bill? Did I answer that question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
One other quick question.
Sure.
Controlling your body pH with baking soda, and can you get too alkaline?
No, your body, well, if you're poisoned, you can, but from your body isn't going to let you get too alkaline unless you do something intense. The best way to alkaline is by breathing. For the life of me, I can't figure out why we would go to alkaline water and baking soda and formulas for alkalinization when oxygen is how we're meant to alkalinize. Not only that, but carbon dioxide, which you blow out in the exhalation, is acidic. So through appropriate and healthy and vigorous respiratory techniques, inhaling oxygen, that'll raise your pH, that'll get you alkaline, and then exhaling carbon dioxide will make you drop acid, and that will also make you alkaline. That's how God intended us to alkalinize our blood. Baking soda may help a little bit, but by the time the baking soda gets through the digestive tract, there isn't going to be any, it's not going to be alkaline any longer because you have acid in your stomach. You know what I'm saying? So you may get a little bit of alkalinity by doing baking soda, but the main way to alkalinize is to practice deep breathing. Also, acidity is a marker of toxicity. In fact, when cells produce wastes, toxic wastes, those toxic wastes are acid. So acidity is also an element of toxicity. Acidity equals toxicity, and again, keeping the body clean by eating less food, by patching up the gut, stabilizing the blood sugar, etc. That's the best way to raise your blood pH in addition to oxygenation and blowing off carbon dioxide. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Have a good day. All right, Ann in Colorado, what's up? Welcome to the Bright Side. Got about a minute and a half. What's going on? Ann, going once. Do we have Ann? Ann?
Hello?
Hi, Ann.
Hello?
Ann? Hello. What's up, Ann? How you doing?
Fine. I am in my mid-60s and have suffered with macular degeneration going on 20 years.
Oh, my goodness.
It's gotten worse in the last 5 years. I've been told there's nothing that can be done.
Well, whoever told you that should be ashamed of themselves. That's an awful. Hang on, Ann. Hang on. I'm going to give you. Ann,
I'm hearing new information that it can.
Hey, Trevor, can you pot Ann down here? Ann, listen, I'm going to tell you how you deal with macular degeneration, and that's terrible. Terrible that any human being would ever say that you can do nothing about macular degeneration. The macula is the center of the eye. It degenerates. It's subject to a lot of energy from the sun, so it's going to degenerate rapidly, but it's a sign that the whole body is degenerating. So here's what you do for macular degeneration. I hope Ann's listening. Can we get Ann back up again, Trev? Ann?
I'm here.
Hi, Ann. This is the answer for macular degeneration. First of all, regarded as a sign of overall degeneration in the body. Secondly, you want to...
I lost my hearing a couple of years ago, so I'm wondering about the brain connection.
It's all related. It's all related, Ann. That your body is breaking down. So number one, work on the digestive system. If you have any kind of food allergies, gluten intolerance, food intolerances in general, problem foods, stop eating those foods. You don't have a lot of time. If you're in your 60s, you got to stop right away. Use the Biolumin Nightly Essence and the Z-Radical or the Fucoid Z to patch up the gut. Then start working on specifically on the eyes. There's so many things here. Vitamin C, zinc, chromium and vanadium, more protein. There's a million things, Ann. I'll tell you what, I'm going to address macular degeneration at the beginning of the program tomorrow because it seems like so many folks have this issue, and it is related to lipofuscin too. So listen in tomorrow morning, Ann. We'll address your question. Anybody who's got macular degeneration, we'll talk about it tomorrow morning on the Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening, friends. Have an awesome, spectacular, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Hi, nutritional pharmacist Ben Fuchs here from the Bright Side Radio Show. Come check out my presentation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Monday, August 3rd at the Faith Tabernacle Gospel Fellowship Church. Bring your family, friends, loved ones, and let's fill the house. Want to talk about raw materials and nutritional supplements that your body needs to restore and maintain good health. Register at 5 p.m. If you've got questions, call Clinton Scott at 763-221-8432. 763-221-8432. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off of your entire order and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. All over America, people are suffering from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, irregular heartbeat, clogged arteries, and high cholesterol. Can you live your life free from sickness, pain, and fear and experience your body's healing itself? Look to Heart and Body Extract, an all-natural supplement that aids ailing bodies. It is an exclusive formula of wild-crafted and organic herbs. End the pain without all the side effects of prescription drugs. People 20 years younger will envy your vitality. Want a happier, healthier you? Then go to heartandbody.com or call toll-free 866-295-5305 for free information. Heart and Body Extract offers a lifetime guarantee with no price increase in over 14 years. What are you waiting for? Call Heart and Body now at 866-295-5305 for your free information or go to heartandbody.com. Distributor inquiries are welcome.
Hi, this is Steve Spillum for Midas Resources. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard and put us into a fiat currency. This allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to create trillions of dollars out of thin air. The national debt has risen to incredible heights, and your hard-earned dollars buy a small fraction of what they once did. The average life expectancy for a fiat currency is 27 years. The dollar is failing and on borrowed time. When currencies fall, people turn to gold and silver because gold and silver have been real money for more than 5,000 years. It is our mission at Midas Resources to help you preserve your capital. Don't let your personal savings shrink to nothing. For important free information on how you can protect your personal wealth, contact me, Steve Spillum, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Call today while we are still accepting dollars for gold and silver. 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Make a change in your financial security today. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 308.
You have all seen and heard about the elements of the periodic table. These elements are the building blocks of everything in the universe. You, my friends, are made from these elements. A shortage of any of these important trace elements can lead to disease. Go with the science and take the Lady Talk Health Challenge and get all 90 essential trace elements with a healthy start pack at LadyTalkLive.com. Or call 855-333-LADY. That's 855-333-5239.
Research shows it's not just what you put in your body that counts, it's what you put on it as well. Why not use an all-natural, healthy mineral-based makeup that actually benefits your skin? Once you experience the airiness and flawless coverage of Longevity mineral makeup, you will never use anything else. With Longevity, the perception of your complexion will be natural perfection. Animal-friendly mineral makeup at Mary Lou Health. That's MARILU Health.com. Or call 855-321-HEALTH.